Hey guys. Hey Jay. What's up, Greg? I said I would talk about this once I got it in. I would shoot a video, and it's here. What I'm referring to is the almost real Pagani F, or should I say, the AR Plus Pagani F. So, almost real has been around for about 5 or 6 years, so it is still relatively a new company. They focus on diecast models that are closest to the real thing as possible, thus the name Almost Real. Well, AR Plus is their more premium product line, so these should even look even more accurate to the real thing. So what we're going to do today is take a look at this and see if it stands up to what they're claiming, and also to see is it worth the premium price that they're asking for these things. So this came in a styrofoam box. It has tools that come along with it, which includes the screwdriver, the the prop, I guess you'd call it, to open up the doors and the bonnet or hood, and then tweezers to this model has some straps I'm going to show you in a minute, that these are used to basically pick up the straps. Okay. It also has a certificate. Okay, so this is serial number 0191. And then there's a detailed booklet that talks about the history of the vehicle, as well as details on how to operate the model. Okay. Okay. Just the silhouette alone is very accurate to the actual car. The other thing that stands out is the paint. This is the most even paint I've ever seen on a diecast model. I have yet to identify any inconsistencies with the paint. It's smooth and even all across the entire model. The other thing that I don't see, which is very common with diecast model cars, is what's called paint rash. And that's usually a distortion in the clear coat. None of that is apparent on this model at all. The other outstanding feature I've noticed is the carbon fiber, the exposed carbon fiber on the trim, as well as the wing and on the pillars. All of it looks like, well, actual carbon fiber. I've yet to see a model maker duplicate carbon fiber as well as Almost Real's Pagani F has done. It is just excellent. And you will see more of this when I detail the top view of this model. The wheels have all the details. That includes the print that's on the tires, as well as the brake calipers. The Pagani is clearly on there. You can read it clearly. That includes the carbon ceramic as well. Just going on to the front of the model. Again, the headlights are very well done. There's no imperfections. They're aligned perfectly. The carbon fiber that's surrounding the casings is excellent. It has a really nice shine gloss to it. I've never seen carbon fiber done that well before. The front lip is evenly applied. It's carbon fiber as well. Again, the lower lights evenly placed. There's no glue residue. And again, they are aligned perfectly. They're not crooked or anything, and they match each other. So moving to the rear of the model. It does have the perforated grille on the back. And if you notice these here, these are the exhaust mufflers. What Almost Real has done with this is they've given the effect of these mufflers being burned. So they have a burn look to them. As most of us know, stainless steel, once it gets hot, discolors. So that's what has been done here. They've actually made these to appear as if they were burned. That includes the exhaust outlets as well. Again, the carbon fiber in the back is very well laid out. It's very clear. You can use the tool to open the doors. Just one. And there's two. The door cards. Again, trim is in carbon fiber. It's very glossy, very well done. And I cannot identify any imperfections in them. It's on both sides. The speaker grill has a 3D effect to it, which is very cool. Side. The steering wheel has two, the upper part and lower part has a wood grain trim to it. And the wood grain trim on this looks like wood grain. It does not look like a decal was placed over the plastic rim to emulate it. It actually looks like simulated wood, which is very cool. The toggle switches, which you'll see much more better on a second view that I have, are clearly laid out. You can see the Pagani and the Zonda F lettering is very clear and concise. The pedals at the bottom are placed perfectly. Again, I don't see any signs of any glue. They're not misaligned. They're straight up perfect. The shifter boot, see there? Again, it's given the effect as if there are wrinkles in it. So it looks like it's soft, even though it's hard. It's just fantastic. There are seat belts in here as well. So they are in the back. These straps here, they're on both the bonnet and the boot, or the trunk and the hood. Access to opening these. It's as simple as this. It's a very smooth operation. So you can see, as well as the straps on the compartments, which I'll be going over shortly. And there we are. Now on to the top view. Just overall, again, look at that. It's that carbon fiber I was referring to. It looks like the real deal. It's not, but it looks like it. All throughout the front. Let's zoom in just a little bit more. Isn't that beautiful? Since I have it in this angle, the seats, they look like they're soft. They're not, but I don't know what they did with the plastic, but the seats look like they're soft. But again, when you touch them, they're hard as rocks. The dash is very well laid out. You have your air conditioning vents up there. The carbon fiber, again, is very shiny and nice, very accurate. Let's go ahead and open up what some people call the bonnet and the boot. Yep, there we go. These are storage compartments. So it showed you earlier, there's these tweezers that you could use to actually take these straps and lock them in. So you can see there's a storage compartment. There's a bag in there. It's like that on both sides. Again, the whole compartment is carbon fiber as well. These straps, it is a cool thing that they have on here. I can tell you, I will never, ever try to strap these in, but it's cute that they're there because it does make it more accurate. Just taking a look at the front compartment, it's very clean. There's actually wiring for the lights in the front. This is very cool to have that detail. Didn't have to have that. The front suspension, it's all there. It's very well detailed. And if you didn't know this already, the suspension actually works. It actually goes up and down. So it's a working suspension. Now, my favorite part, the motor. The motor has the AMG right on the valve covers, if that's what those are. Okay. Again, you have all your suspension components. You have your exhaust with that that simulated burn look to it. You have your strut tower bars, if that's what those are, or braces. I want to look a little more closer. You have hoses and clamps, and I'm assuming that's one of the, well, it looks like a dipstick for the oil. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. The intake, again, carbon fiber. It's just awesome. The other thing you notice when you have plastic products, when you have plastic exhaust or any type of piping or tubes, you usually see the line, the mold line for plastic, which kind of throws off the whole realistic look on most of these models. You don't have any of that on this. You do have it on the mufflers, but it actually looks like it was made that way, so I'm gonna give them a break on that one. But none of these have the lines on them. Just phenomenal. So again, they really did, look at that exhaust back there, one of the outlets. They really did their homework and wanted to perfect this model. Just back it up one more time. Awesome. This is a great model. It has great details. The fit and finish are outstanding. It's a beautiful model. I would recommend it to anyone who's a Pagani fan. The question has come up many times. Is this better than the Auto Art Pagani Zonda R from Auto Art, which is another extremely highly detailed model? I would say the only thing that the Almost Real beats that car in, or is better, is the carbon fiber itself. Yes, it's a little bit different. The Pagani R has what's called dry carbon fiber, so it's not supposed to shine or anything like that. And that model is Diecast. It's actually one of the last Diecast that Auto Art made, and it is a fantastic model. And I do think it's better than the Almost Real. Now, when the Auto Art Pagani R came out, when it was available initially, the price on that car was $230 from what I remember. This Pagani F from Almost Real, or AR Plus, is almost $500. That's a lot of money for a model. If you're familiar with some of the upper tier models, there's a company called CMC, and their models are extremely detailed and they're very expensive. And even some of those don't cross the $500 mark. I'm not suggesting don't get this model, There is a thing that's going on right now with supply issues. As we know, supplier issues anyway, and inflation is crazy right now. That might have a part to do with this. I don't know. I don't think so. But maybe that's their excuse for charging as much for this model. I wanted to get it because it is something special and more than just being a new product line, more than just being a collectible model. I got it because it's actually a turning point, I think, in our hobby. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that I think that our hobby is evolving. It's becoming more mainstream. I'm starting to see more and more people who had never thought would collect diecast models that are collecting them. The fact that we can do YouTube videos and preview them, the fact that many companies are advertising. So in other words, the whole social media thing has really extended the reach of people who are unaware of what these cars are and how important they are to us. They're not just for kids, as we all know. All the boxes say 14 or older, or sometimes they say this is an adult model, and it's specifically for this reason. These things, there's a lot of work that's put into these. There's a lot of work put into this Pagani model. You can tell right away that a lot of the bits and pieces on this model were done by hand, not by some machine, and not simply glued together on some assembly line. So with that, is it worth it? If you want to have it, it's worth it. In this economy, yes, it's worth it. But I'd be really curious to know, if we weren't in the economy right now where, again, inflation is crazy, would this thing actually be priced the way it is? Not sure. Well, with that, I'm going to end this video. If you want to leave any comments or your opinions on the pricing on Almost Real, I'd be glad to see them. Going forward, I think I will continue to do these. Because I do have quite a bit of models that I definitely love talking about. I also like talking about the hobby itself. I also like talking about, the industry and the different reasons why we buy these models. So look for that in the upcoming videos. Hope you'll watch. See you later.